Right from the get-go, it's Blue Rupee.
That's right. So
Key for
welcome.
Misery Meyer from Mases. Welcome.
Welcome to the Link to the Past Keysanity 2v2 Randomizer.
Take
Presented
two.
by Zelda Dungeon. Part 2. Or take 2, I guess.
We'll just ignore the first 20 minutes of stream. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
A little hiccup here. We're good to go.
Looks like Fizz is going closer to the route that I'd probably take.
So yeah, so
Oh,
what we're
8
doing
bombs.
here,
She just got 8 bombs from a single enemy.
that feels good.
That's a nice drop.
So what we're doing here is a 2 versus 2 Link to the Past co-op randomizer race following the Keysanity rules. And what that does is puts keys and dungeon maps and compasses outside of the dungeons. So you could find a big key to Turtle Rock, in the first chest of the game, or you can find nothing. You can find like 1 rupee, like as we've seen outside of in Lake Hylia. We have 2 teams, Luna and Fish versus Bomby and Mases. And we have some kind of unwritten rules between the 2 teams. There's a couple of glitches or exploits that we're allowing between the 2 teams. So save and quit, fake flippers, super speed, doing dark rooms without the lamp, full damage sword pokes, damage boosting with bomb jumps, and item dashing.
Looks like fake flippers won't be a problem for Team Mases. They just picked up a pair of flippers. And the... I don't know which medallion it is. The Ether medallion?
That's the Quick Medallion.
Quick medallion, okay. Which one's Ether? The lightning bolt?
Ether is the Lightning Bolt. Bombos is the...
Swirly vortex one.
Almost as the big explosion hurricane. It looks like a small key outside of the Desert Palace. So now both teams are playing the same seed. So it is a true race. That's not, it's not that they're playing 2 completely different games. So if you see one team pick up an item, you'll know that that item exists for the other team.
Speaking of which, Luna just got the shovel. That unlocks 1 spot in the Flute Boys area.
That's right.
And it looks like 2 bows for each team, and as well as a big key for Turtle Rock, and there we go, the shovel as well. I'm just now looking at the top. I'm watching the top too. You guys are watching the bottom too. This can be a little tricky to get.
I have all 4 right here. It's a lot to keep a handle on. Yeah, so we have the bow, the hook shot. This is a lot of good items from the get-go.
Yeah, big plays.
Blue mail. All right.
Some people I've noticed who are new to randomizers get excited for things like the quick sword upgrades and armor upgrades, which is totally understandable, and I get excited for that too. But in the end, it's those progression items that you need, such as the bomb and the hook shot. Those are necessary to complete the game, no matter how you go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Even something as simple as like getting bombs is, pretty helpful to unlock certain areas for different checks too.
As long as it's early on, yeah.
And then the last item, which would be like boss key for Ganon's tower, it just is in the most obscure places, and you're just like, where the heck haven't I checked yet?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's that one spot in the bottom of Ice Palace.
Is pretty good. So yeah, Fish and Luna's team is doing pretty well, sitting pretty with the hook shot and the hammer. Having that, even aside from having the sword, the hammer does a ton of damage, so very useful to have.
Another thing to note, in case anybody's wondering, there is a shared health and magic pool, so it might get a little fun if Mases ends up getting bombed and killed at some point. Imagine
There's a lot of strategy with that too. You figure someone could just sit in the fairy fountain while someone else is doing like a really tough boss and just keep healing.
Yeah.
Or someone can go out and grab fairies.
Witch's shop too, for free red potions.
Exactly.
Luna and Fizz have to get the Pegasus boots because if you guys didn't notice, the Power Glove was on top of the bookshelf in the library.
Ooh.
And the only way to get that is with the Pegasus boots. At the same time, because of how essential an item that is, that's probably going to be probably means that the Pegasus roots are going to be able to be found earlier on, which is nice for them because that also allows them to get around more quickly.
Yeah, it makes the game a heck of a lot quicker. It feels real bad to be running around this entire game without the boots.
Oh,
or the
absolutely.
shoes, I should say. Pegasus shoes.
Not much of a small key for Ice Palace in that little cave there. Could be important later. I know.
Big key is.
From watching Bomby the last couple of days, I know Ice Palace doesn't require many keys, so if you have enough, you can clear the full thing without getting all of them.
Yeah.
Same with, I think, a handful of other dungeons as well, and I think Thieves' Town might be one of them as well.
Yeah, I think the big one is Skullwoods having a lot of keys under pots. It makes it a lot easier. But on the flip side, there's a ton of optional rooms that you'll usually just never see in a lot of the dungeons in this game. So you'll see players not go the optimal way through a dungeon just to see if they could get a few more checks. And some extra chests with some hopefully needed items.
Thank you there, Andy. Doing my best.
So yeah, we've got 5 hearts apiece for each team. Luna's checking out this Hospitala's cave.
Yeah. It's 3 chests right there. It's a pretty good.
So we get some big wins from the slot machine here. Got a map of the Dark Palace. Oof.
Thing to note, what's important with the Link to the Past and maps and compasses, they have actual functionality besides just the normal base game. I know maps will tell you what pendant or crystal is inside, and then compasses, I believe, will tell you how many checks you have in the dungeon.
Interesting.
So that'll help a lot when trying to narrow down which dungeons you're going to complete. And in order to finish the game, you need all 7 pendants plus boss key to Ganon's Tower.
7 pendants.
6 pendant. 6? 7.
Crystals.
Crystals. Sorry. So yeah, you need 6 crystals, the boss key to Ganon's Tower.
I was like, whoa, that's a lot of pendants.
I would say silver arrows, but unless you know how to do it without them.
It is actually possible to do it without silver arrows. It's just harder.
It's hard to fight Ganon without the upgraded swords.
Speaking of silver arrows, there goes Bomby finding both the silver arrows and the power glove.
That's pretty good. Something you'll see too, and this is due to the nature of the randomizer of the co-op, is you'll see if someone picks up mail or picks up a new sword, the effect will go into place to give both players that upgrade, but you won't see it visually until a couple screens. So if you see someone get the mail and it doesn't change, just know that's the reason.
Speaking of upgrades, we got a Moon Pearl pickup on Luna's team, and Mases looks like he's going to be getting it soon. He's in the same place.
Fist just got this exact same cave that Bomby did. So you got the silver arrows and the power glove in the exact same spot.
Yeah, it's
actually, it would be the same spot, wouldn't it? The same seed.
Yeah. It's very funny to be swimming through Zora's river with the flippers already.
Yeah, it makes it a lot faster.
Usually you don't have them. Yeah, makes that puzzle a little easier. The fish still taking the same route. It's funny to see where everyone kind of dived off to. So Fish saw the dungeon map on the side here. She's gonna go pick that up. Do you think things like this wouldn't be as useful? But it is very useful to know, what the crystals are. So we see that the pendant is in the Tower of Hera.
Yeah.
The maps and the compasses play a really big part. I love that that's actually used as a feature too to make those items a lot more.
Yeah. I think to note that the other function that the crystals have, there are 2, I guess what are called red crystals, and if I remember correctly, they're used for, I think, in the large bomb, the super bomb. Yeah.
If you get crystals 5 and 6, then you're able to buy the large bomb from the bomb shop in the Dark World, which is used in the one place of blowing open what is called the Fat Fairy Fountain on the Pyramid of Power.
And then there are 2 item checks in there. Is what's that's where silver arrows are normally found, and the
golden sword.
Butter sword.
Butter sword.
Sword made of butter.
Whatever you choose to call it.
Yeah.
Garlic bread sword.
Garlic bread. I like that one better.
So Efficient Luna just picked up a big key. I didn't see the text go through, but I think it's... Oh no, I saw Tower of Herod, big key.
That's really important
The
one
map
too.
of the Eastern Palace for Efficient Luna's team. Misery Mire map, some bombs, a heart piece. Their teams are doing pretty good here. It's hard to tell who's winning in a lot of these races, especially because 4 people are going in completely different spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Could go
right now,
any way at any point.
yeah,
Depending on
Mases
who
and Eastern Palace.
who picks which dungeon to check first, and looks like I got a freeze on Moss's end.
Yeah, it just pulled up for me. There was a little hiccup. I saw he got a hint, so in the base game of Link to the Past, there are Sahasrara like guidance stones where he sort of speaks to you through telepathy. And in the randomizer race, they give you some hints on where to go and how to get certain items, so that's a huge win. Mases is in a dark room. That's a little scary.
We had a stream crash, so I think we'll be okay in just a second when we're gonna pull this up.
To expand on the hint tablets, in the light world, they're typically from Sahasrara, the Elder, and in the dark world, they're from Princess Zelda herself.
That's right.
And here, they'll give hints on what item, it'll give a hint for an item. It won't say what specific item, and it'll also give a hint on where that item can be found. It could be anything as simple as an explosion is needed to access 3 explosions, which would be something along the lines of you need a bomb in order to get 3 more bombs, which in some case, which wouldn't be a very helpful hint. But other times it can be like, hey, sword upgrade is in this dungeon behind this door, which can be pretty huge, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the tips are a nice, a nice thing if you're stuck. There's certain items that kind of lock you behind certain areas, so like you'll need like the flippers, the hook shot, the glove, all to like progress through the game using like those progression items. Yeah. So having tips on where to find those is really helpful because it's randomizer. Anything could be anywhere.
Looks like Fists and Mases are back. That's good.
Quick broadcasting update. I'm really hoping that was something on their end, just the stream lagging out causing the crash, and not my actual computer. Crossing my fingers here.
If we hear a large explosion, we know that that the stream will just end, I guess. So yeah, it's especially tough to have a seed where you don't get a sword or a hammer early.
Oh yeah.
So Mases actually just picked up the sword, so that we know the sword is in Eastern Palace, the fighter's sword.
It is still useful though that they have the hook shot so early on and the bow. Those are especially key items that can open up so many other options, both checking in overworld and going through dungeons.
Yeah, we see Bomby in Death Mountain getting kind of trolled by one of the dead rocks.
Yep.
There we go. He's clearing through now.
So heading to Turtle Rock, it looks like.
Oh yeah, he's right near Turtle Rock.
He could be heading to Turtle Rock, or he could just be checking all the caves that are outside.
Yeah, I think he's just checking the caves because Turtle Rock is a little daunting to do right now. He wouldn't get very far.
Yeah, the one he's going to actually has 2 caves in it. One with 2 chests and another with 5. So 7 techs right in this area that he's now in.
Yeah, that could lead to something big.
Oh yeah, here are the first
some heart pieces.
Yeah, how about just a single rupee and a single arrow?
Yeah, that feels bad. Mases is talking to the fortune teller.
Unfortunately, that doesn't do much other than heal you, but health can be good, especially in a shared file like this.
Oh yeah.
And here's where Bomby can make some big plays for his team.
Yeah. This is the hype room.
Misery Mire, big key. Alright.
This is one
Swamp
of the
key.
caves.
Yeah, small key to Swamp Palace, some rupees, some Slimos.
Mushroom. That's gonna be useful. If we need somebody to play heal bot, they can sit in the...
Yeah, the mushroom leads to the magic powder, so that's good to have.
It typically does, but that item is randomized as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Huh. You could trade a
does
mushroom
the-
for a big key.
Does the mushroom also, I gotta think of this right. Does that unlock the free health potion, or no? Or is that by default?
I don't. No, that's by default.
Okay.
Gives
And
you a
that's-
big-
Standing up the mushroom.
That can be done as many times as needed. Also, Fist just got the Titan's Mitt, meaning that all rocks can now be lifted, which is incredibly useful
big
and gives
progression
them
item, yeah.
easy access to Dark World, which is what Fist is heading for now.
Yeah, so Luna has entered the Dark World. It looks
see
like
that.
Luna and Fish are gonna do some overhauling in the world's worst woods. Skullwoods. Now, we mentioned this before, but we'll just touch on it again, because Skullwoods is an instance where this comes up. There are keys that are, present in the dungeon that have not moved. So,
Yeah,
you can find, like, a key underneath a pot, or...
Yeah, anything
underneath
held
one of the
by
skulls.
a pot, skull, or enemy that's all typically there does not change.
Yep.
Which is why it's like if you know most of the chests or keys in the dungeon are there out of like maybe 8 keys, 5 are in the dungeon, and you picked up 3 in the overworld, you know you've got all you need to clear that place. The exception of the item.
Fist just got the Fire Rod, which is
Ooh, that's a big one.
huge,
Yeah, that's
considering that
huge.
Luna is in the Skull Woods,
Yeah, that's
where that
that's
item's
big.
needed.
It'd
That's
be
really big. So now Luna can get through, finish Skullwoods up. Though she used some keys to get to some other checks. So
and a Book of
Doing it
Mudora
the quick
pickup
way.
from Fish as well. Interesting note about Skullwoods is that not so much Fire Rod. Fire Rod's useful, but wait, now I'm getting this wrong. What's the final boss of Skullwoods? Is that the Moth Dude or something?
that's Mothula.
Okay, it's Mothra, which can be kind of difficult with no health. So it'll be interesting to see how they play this out.
Mothula is a fun boss, honestly.
It is. It is.
It took me a few years to get around to enjoying it, but there's a certain level of chaos to it that just makes it fun.
Oh, Luna not doing so good here. The Luna Fish team down to half a heart. So the digging in yielded a map.
They don't have a sword yet either, do they? That makes it especially hard getting around.
I think I'd rather have the boots than the sword, for sure.
That's fair.
So that really does give the advantage to Fish and Luna. They have some really good items that Mases and Bomby would probably kill for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boots and the mitt are huge.
Absolutely.
Anybody care to explain what Bomby's doing right now? Looks like he's farming rupees.
He might be. He was farming rupees. He might be thinking of going to tech Zora, except that Mases is on his way to tech Zora. So no,
Yep.
Mases.
He got rupees for Mases to make the check.
Yep. Just made that connection.
Yeah, it's
Your
it's
teamwork
funny.
on that part.
It's like with the shared world, there's almost like you can pass things off. It's like you can delegate access to other team members to do something.
And there are the boots for them.
Nice. That's huge. So I bet Bomby's losing his mind right now. So this evens up the race quite a bit. Having the boots doesn't really help with any progression, but it does make the game literally progress quickly. Here we go, Hype Cave. Fish got some bombs. Small key to Turtle Rock.
Unfortunately, nothing great.
Small
But
key.
well, nothing
Marketing.
super exciting, but useful things with like the keys and such.
Yeah, we have a lot of keys. This is good. Now we see Luna heading through Desert Palace.
It's a fun dungeon.
Now I wonder if they're gonna make their way to Eastern Palace at some point. They do have the big key there, and we know that the fighter sword is there too, so that's definitely a good spot to go to. But
Well, they actually found the sword elsewhere, so
oh yeah, so they get a nice upgrade.
if they go to if they go to Eastern now, then they'll get the Master Sword already.
Yeah, that's good. That's a really good win.
Meanwhile, Mases just picked up the mitt for his team.
Does catching the thief give you something? Did they do that already?
No, that doesn't give you anything.
Yeah, you don't get any items for that.
Right.
You do in Link Between Worlds, but not this one.
So how's everyone doing in chat?
And how's everyone's evening, as I say, as an American?
It's definitely an evening. We're in the evening time.
It's evening my time.
That's close enough to be evening over here, even in the desert.
Appreciate everybody coming out, taking time on their Friday to come hang with us. Watch probably something that not a lot of people do. 2v2 co-op.
Oh, Luna just got the hammer for her team.
Yeah, that's big.
That's
I actually missed where that was. Did you guys catch what area that was in?
I did not.
It's hard to keep up with left. Oh no, she warped to Centuries. I don't know.
Yeah, Corbin, that's cool. Yeah, so what we're doing on the technical end here is we're pulling in 4 feeds. And we're using an RTMP server to handle all 4.
Appreciate you tossing that publicity out for them, Twiley.
Yeah, Corbin's a pal. One little thing I'm now kicking myself. I wish I had added room for the Twitch icons or social media for each streamer, but baby steps. I'm just glad it's working.
Yeah, it's funny to like going from the base game and like the progression that you have by the time you're in the Dark World versus a randomizer where you have like the level 1 sword.
Yeah,
it takes an eternity.
It throws everything off. It gets very chaotic. But it's a fun challenge. If you know the game well enough and have an idea of how things work, it's a fun challenge to attempt.
Yeah, it's cool how much you can break the order.
Yeah.
Of stuff by, you know, like you haven't beaten a dungeon yet, but you're in the Dark World, you know, like.
Yeah, that's a mirror pickup for fish.
That's huge.
That's very huge.
That opens up not only a bunch of spots to check, but also allows them to access other dungeons and such, and also just allows them to get around more quickly.
Yeah, being able to do the warp to the beginning of the dungeon is pretty big. I know it's useful in Tower of Hera. Saves a lot of backtracking. Yeah. You see Bomby using some spin speed there. So certain glitches are allowed. We mentioned the list before, but I'll run down it again. Save and quits. I love that save and quit is really like a glitch. Save and quits, fake flippers, super speed, dark rooms without the lamp, full damage sword pokes, damage boosting, so like bomb jumps for the Ice Palace and the Dark Palace, and item dashing. All fair game.
Item dashing is a neat glitch, honestly.
Oh yeah, it's really cool.
That's fun. That's just like, oh yes, let me hold my hammer and just hit everything with it in a straight line in front of me. Because that makes sense.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
Who needs it to make sense though? It's a fun, cool thing that enables you to do some crazy things. Also, yeah, Corbin, I agree. That's a hard trick for me to pull off as well.
What's that? The super speed?
Yeah, the super speed.
Yeah.
Boot rushing, whichever you want to call it.
Yeah, there's a couple variants of it. You could do it with the hook shot. You could do it with a spin attack.
The only one I knew was the hook shot, but spin attack makes sense. As much as it can, I guess.
Looks like Fish might be trying to progress in Swamp Palace now. There's quite a few early checks in here, and then she's got the hook shot, which essentially lets her clear the dungeon.
I think so.
Yeah, that's like one of the few instances of the hookshot being required. In theory, it's supposed to be used for accessing Misery Mire, but as we all know, you can just kind of do like a jump.
Yeah.
You just bonk off a wall, and you can dodge getting the...
Unfun beta caught that. Was that first door locked in Swamp Palace?
Yes.
Okay, so that can't actually progress, but picking up the lamp is kind of useful. Well, kind of redundant at this point with the fire rod, but definitely mana conserved.
Yeah, it's good for any of the dark rooms, though.
Shame on me, I just called it mana instead of magic.
That's okay.
I've heard people do that before too, so don't worry about it.
So yeah, Luna just dropped off Slippy Toad.
They're making some nice garlic bread over there.
Yeah. Down in the dough. So yeah, that opens this chest, which had a hint before saying that an item was locked behind a specialist, so...
Interesting. It'll be interesting to see what that is. Will it be something good? Or will it just be...
Eastern Palace, big key, is a nice pickup.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with it. I wonder if Treasure Shop game is always giving you the grand prize, no matter what you pick.
It picks it. You pick one item random. It gives you one item, which doesn't matter. It's a standard item that could be given by the game, and then the second one is always guaranteed to give you whatever is randomized for the heart piece.
Right. Which is great because if you get stuck with bad RNG in there for an hour, it's the worst feeling. It wouldn't take you an hour, but that's really a run killer. So
yeah. So we just saw Bomby picked up the book. Also got the fire rod. So this opens up some more for the team of Mases and Bomby. I wonder if they're gonna run over to Skullwoods. Mases was just there, which is kind of a shame, but. It does give them some more options.
Luna just got another bottle with a red potion in it. That's not much, but that could help them because of the shared health if they need it at some point.
Yeah, it's never bad to have bottles.
Yeah.
Magic boomerang pickup for fish. But it should note that this is on hard difficulty. Boomerangs don't actually stun enemies.
Interesting. So basically, in this game, that's kind of a useless item at this point. Considering the hook shot is kind of a better version of it in every single way.
Yeah. But it looks cool.
Quake is needed for Turtle Rock, which is actually the standard medallion that's needed for it.
So we have Vanilla Turtle Rock entrance. So yeah, that's something good to note. The entrances that require the medallions are random as well. Oh, fish is getting trapped by one of those dead rocks. We've had a lot of dead rock misbehaviors this stream.
Yeah, those things are annoying.
We have Hookshot Cave. Hookshot Cave is a nice pickup for a lot of quick chests.
It's fun to get around too.
Having that compass is useful. Doesn't sound like something you'd say.
Yeah.
You're like, God, I really want this compass.
That's the sort of stuff you typically skip. So they just got the standard version of the boomerang.
That feels bad.
That stinks. Nothing good in the big chest of Eastern, apparently. Just 10 arrows.
So now with the lamp, makes the palace a little easier to get through. Doing those rooms completely in the dark is not a good time. You really, really need to know the layout to get through those.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to leading the lost old man through the cave in Death Mountain. That's an especially challenging one.
Yeah, we just saw Bomby do that earlier today.
I saw that, yeah.
Did another run.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, that's hard. I can never do that.
I can do something like one of the dark rooms in the Eastern Palace, the one where you go in a circle. I can do that one okay. But, I mean, that's a set path. That's pretty simple and doesn't involve many mistakes.
Yeah, and no holes in the ground that you could fall down.
Yeah. Bomby's leading the dwarf on a long walk there.
Just doing some sightseeing.
And over here, on your left, you can see the sanctuary.
This is our first boss fight.
That's a fun fight.
Armos Knights.
Unfortunately, we can't get audio for that. I should let everyone know. The only games we can get audio for is Bomby and Fish. Those are the ones we have set up. So I would love to get the boss music for this. I'm just letting you know we can't.
Well, we'll have plenty of bosses, so.
The Armos Knights fight is a fun one, and a nostalgic one for me, since it's one of the ones I saw the most. When I was young, I kept on resetting A Link to the Past because I could never remember how it actually started. Wasn't until I was, 11 or 12 until I actually beat the game for the first time.
It's a game that holds up after all of these years, too. So, if you've never played it before, definitely pick it up if you get a chance.
One of these days, I'm going to go through a 5th time and 100% it. One of these days, I'd like to try speed running it. Do some more randomizers and other variations of the randomizers.
Yeah, so we're just about, what are we, 33 minutes in? 32 minutes in? A good amount of progression, too. There always comes a point in the run where it's like, you're just knocking everything out when you have, like, the items to really hit, like, the go mode on.
Yeah, and so far it looks like Luna and Fizz have the overall advantage, based on what items they have at least.
So, quick question from chat. Mr. Amki wants to know, why is the shovel crossed out on bottom screen?
I was wondering about that too.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know if there's another tracker for it that lets you...
I know it's a progression thing. You use the shovel to pick up where the ocarina would be, or the flute would be at this point.
I'm wondering if it wasn't a misclick, maybe?
It's possible, yeah.
I know it's a progression of some kind.
They do have the shovel, so I'll just leave it at that.
The Ether Medallion pedestal has only 10 arrows, so they can ignore that. Oh, and Bomby's on his way to one of my favorite boss fights in the game, and easily the most chaotic.
If he makes it out of this room.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of difficulty there, isn't he?
Yeah, they do have the blue mail, but it is tough. The power level of the sword, and they have the L2 sword, but it still is tough.
Yeah. Where did they get the sword? No, never mind.
Something quick about Mothula as Bomby runs in here. Mothula has tons of spikes surrounding the boss chamber. So if Mothula hits into a spike, the damage is cancelled. So you really want to get Mothula like in the center.
That was a very clean fight.
A good clear.
Oh my.
That was
You got some bombs as a reward.
I'm sure he's pretty stunned himself right now. He's like, how did I just do that?
So yeah, now Mases is at the Armos Knights. This is a boss heavy couple minutes here.
Fun fact, if you get the silver arrows fast enough, you can kill each Armos Knight in a single hit and fly through them. Super satisfying to do if you manage to do that.
The general rule of thumb is if you can hit an enemy with or damage an enemy with the arrows, it will kill them in a single hit. There are a few bosses that operate this way, so it's kind of amusing to see.
Yeah, the one-hit KO. I think the only ones ones that take more hit in the entire game is Vitreous and Ganon.
Vitreous is an interesting fight as well.
Yeah, this game has some of the best bosses.
Absolutely.
Except for Moldorm.
Which is what Fizz is currently on.
Yeah.
There's something a little bit satisfying about that boss, though, even so. As someone who grew up with that game, I will definitely be one of the first to say that fight is an absolute pain. But there's
the Moldorm fight?
There's something a little bit enjoyable about it at the same time.
Yeah, Moldorm, just having Moldorm reset health is such a pain.
Yeah.
So you could be on that
that's
pit
the
and just get
worst
bumped.
part of the fight.
So Team Fish and Luna now have a pendant from the Tower of Hera. Not exactly change from the base game, but...
Question is the Master Sword pedestal actually required or not?
I mean, it's not required to beat Randomizer, but there could be an item lock behind it.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, what if there's... what would they need? What if Kane of Samoria or something like that's behind it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be terrible. Then we would get towards 100% territory.
I definitely think that's something both teams are thinking about right now, is that Kane is such an important pickup. And it's something I know Bomby's at least got in the back of his mind. It's like, where am I going to find this Kane? Because Turtle Rock is butt-kissed if we don't have it.
Yeah. Same thing for the Ice Rod, but Ice Rod, you don't really need it until Trinex, so...
Right.
Helps against land mollas.
I've never used the Ice Rod against him.
So let's see what this hint says. Oh, this will give you 10 shots. So, it's arrows on the pedestal.
Okay. That's... You can ignore that then. That'll make the run faster overall.
Yeah, so we don't need to clear the dungeons with pendants. So we have Luna going through Swamp Palace. Looks like Bomby's making his way to Turtle Rock just to scope out the medallion.
It's kind of amusing me seeing that little spider thing under the stone running around with a sword.
Yeah. It's a funny main character to play as.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the character choices here. Of course, Mases would go with just regular Link.
I probably would too, to be perfectly honest.
I like Zero Suit Samus. That's like Bomby's go-to. Sometimes it's weird to play as like certain characters because they'll like line up different ways and like the sprite looks a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bomby played as Bronzor one time and it was just like travesty trying to figure out like which way is north. Okay, cool. So Bomby just picked up the hammer. That's huge.
That's where it was. King's Tomb. Okay.
So that opens up a good part of the game.
Yeah.
Funny you mentioned sprites. I know you can play as one of the floating spinning tiles. So
I think I remember seeing that. Yeah.
If you don't know which way's up, man, you're gonna have a heck of a time.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fun thing to play as.
It's an extra challenge. Why not?
I know there's certain mods that let you randomize the sprites, so it'll be changing like every time you enter a room.
Okay.
That's kind of interesting to see. You walk in as a floating tile, and you walk out as like Princess Peach or something.
That's interesting. I'd try that.
So yeah, Brett, you brought up a good point in chat. We'll just kind of explain it a little bit for anyone else that might not know. If you look at the bottoms of screen of the other player's screen, like once someone gets something, it alerts you that says, hey, your partner got this item, just to let you know, like, okay, yeah, you got the hammer, or you got a bottle, or something like that. We have a shared inventory between each team. And that, you know, it's not only shared inventory, it's shared health, shared magic, shared rupees, shared items. So, like, if Fish uses a bomb, Luna won't have a bomb to use. Stuff like that.
Also means that if one of them dies, the other dies simultaneously, no matter what they're doing at the time.
Yeah, it's a real trip. And we've been live for over an hour, so for everybody that's trying to stay hydrated, now's your chance to drink up your beverage of choice. Water would be good.
So I've got 8 ounces in my bottle, so.
Yeah, I have my giant Star Wars Porg water bottle next to me, so hail hydrate.
I thought of something funny, but then spoilers, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
I think this is the first time that we've had every single player in a dungeon.
Yeah, it is.
So we have Luna in the Swamp Palace. Bomby is in Dark Palace.
As is Fish.
And we have Mases in the Ice Palace. So
Dark Palace and Swamp Palace both have quite a few chests in them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Misery Mire has quite a few too, which I don't think either team really wants to go through. Misery Mire is kind of a pain.
Misery Mire, after all, my least favorite dungeon used to be the Ice Palace because I could never figure out how to get through it. Speaking of which, they just got the Cane of Samoria.
This is the incredible.
This is the best dungeon for them to get that in because it saves them so much time for getting to the boss.
Yeah, I was gonna mention it before, but it's funny that Mases managed to find it in the dungeon.
That's huge.
There's a quicker way to do Ice Palace, which involves the Cane of Samaria, which they actually fixed in the Game Boy Advance version of Link to the Past.
Did they?
So usually you have to drop a block down and push that block onto a specific place to open up one of the doors. With the Cane of Samaria, you just don't need to do that. You just drop a block down and you're set.
It looks like Luna is fighting Argus right now.
Yarr.
Yeah, Ice Palace used to be my least favorite, but after all these years and after so many playthroughs, the one that still gives me trouble and still gets on my nerves is Misery Mire.
Yeah, it ain't fun.
No. Another name
nice
for it.
Fish.
Another name for it I've heard regularly is Misery Maze, which isn't an accurate name for it, really.
Yeah. That's definitely accurate. So, while we were just chatting about that, Fish picked up the Ice Rod, so we know that's in Dark Palace. She also picked up 300 Slamos.
I noticed that one. Too bad they already got Zora.
Yeah, I don't think they need rupees for much else.
Not really.
Oh man, I thought Mases was gonna go for the bomb jump there. So Bomby picked up. Which key is that? I didn't quite catch it. Oh, Thieves Town key. And he also picked up magic powder. So Mases and Bomby now have that. So that's nice to have.
Well, the magic powder in this game allows you to turn the red. I forget what they're called.
I think they're just called anti-fairies.
That's what they're called. They're the red X marks that spin around and deal damage. They allow you to turn those into actual fairies to heal you. So magic powder actually is pretty useful. It also allows them to check the mad batter in the blacksmith well.
Yes.
I should point out
past that before.
I should point out something. What Bomby is doing is a very specific trick. He's not trying to break the game. Well, he technically is.
It does break the logic for this.
But he's not, like, his game isn't broken. Everything's fine. He's just trying something.
Pause buffering to be in the right spot. This trick is hard because you have the timing of the tiles. So what Bomby's doing is, and he just did it successfully, was a bomb jump that knocked him across to where the big key chest is.
I've never seen that trick.
Yeah, it's a cool one. Now, what makes this room incredibly tough is that Bomby needs to go down and to the right to get one chest. But he has to do it in the dark, so he just got a couple bombs for his trials there.
There actually is one more chest in the upper left-hand corner of that room, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And this is incredibly hard because this room is literally a maze.
Yeah. I would not want to do that one in the dark.
Nope. And it's funny, we have Fish right in the same spot. Fish not going for the bomb jump. In theory, that saves you a key.
Oh, well, Bomby's gonna be a little upset when he finds that chest. Pick up the 10 arrows.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it's funny, like, they're in the same room. I wonder if Fish could just light up the room a little bit for Bomby to help him pass through. Be like Link to the Past, open world MMO.
Looks like he might be a little lost in there.
Yeah.
Looks like he's might be giving up on that.
Yeah. It's tough because Bomby and Mases don't have the mirror, so can't warp back to the beginning of the dungeon.
That's right.
That's a good point.
So Fish and Luna could have mirrored there if they were stuck, but they also have the lamp. So hopefully Bomby runs to get the catfish, but we'll see. It's funny too that Mases is the one tasked with doing the ice palace because he does not know the bomb trick, which saves some time, but they're in that progression order. So
if you didn't know, for anyone who didn't know, the catfish, you typically get the Quake medallion from, but the significance of the catfish is that let me start over.
Sure.
The catfish, you throw it. It lives in this little circle of rocks, and you throw an item such as a rock, a bush, a skull, a sign, whatever into that circle, and then the catfish comes out. And it causes an earthquake, and it gives you the Quake medallion for waking it. The fun fact about it is that that's actually a reference to Japanese
right.
folklore.
Yeah.
Where there was an earthquake, there was a giant catfish that lived under an island that caused earthquakes, as the myth went.
That's right. And just to touch on that too, for fans of the Pokemon series, that's the inspiration behind Whiscash.
I was not aware of that, but that makes a lot of sense.
That's why he's a ground type and knows Earthquake.
Makes sense. I can appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a cool bit of history there.
So we got Bomby entering Turtle Rock, so we'll see what kind of surprises await us in here.
Yeah, there's quite a few checks. Turtle Rock also has the Trinex boss, which, as it is, they can defeat. They both have they have the Ice Rod and the Fire Rod both, so it's really the only time that you need the Ice Rod in the game.
That's a fun boss. It's not my favorite, but it is neat. At the very least, it's a good design. And as for checks, there are like 5 chests in one row that could potentially have anything. So
we're talking about the laser eye room, right? For which you normally need the mirror shield, but most people just ignore that.
You could just they actually don't have the Cane of Burna or the Magic Cape, which means they will have to take damage. If so, that makes it difficult. But there are still ways to get around it.
Or if Mases gets lucky here and gets a really nice pickup, but...
Huh, yeah. That'd be entertaining.
Well,
Also,
they found a cane in here, so that's pretty big.
Interesting to see that Luna is heading for Aghanim. Oh wait, no. She was just checking one chest. I spoke too soon.
Yeah, you don't really want to do Aghanim.
Oh, and Fish is on the Helmasaur King. That one's probably my favorite boss in the game. Mothula's a close second, but Helmasaur King is pretty good. Great. She's using the bounce trick I see with the hammer and the charged up sword.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
Yep.
Something I just learned the other day is these, all 3 of these cheese puffs that explode, or really the fire, they go in clockwise order.
Do they?
When they explode, yes. So if it's the top one, then it'll be bottom right, bottom left.
I never realized that. That's useful to know for future reference.
Yeah, it helps you plan where you are. 10 arrows. That seems to be the theme. Everything... It's a lot of 10 arrow drops.
10 arrows and 5 rupees. I promise you, Ocarina of Time plays the exact same way.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time randomizer. There's a lot of randomizers that kind of blew up recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's
like
the Majora's Mask. Super Mario 64. Ocarina
That's
of
one
Time.
I
Super Mario
quite a bit of
64.
play.
Wow, that's wonder how that works.
Oh, I've
Yes.
been watching I watched a playthrough of it. Every painting has a different. It takes you to a random level.
Okay.
That's cool.
The stars are in random locations in each level. They're set to the same level, but they can be anywhere within that level. If there's a boss character in that level, such as King Babam, he can be anywhere within Babam battlefield. A box that has a chest can be anywhere within that level, including like on the slide. And the red coins are scattered anywhere where they typically would be.
It's cool. Those rules can kind of apply to every game. Something that I don't know if everyone caught here, but Bomby was playing like support a little bit because Mases was at Cold Stare and was going to run out of magic and was going to be unable to knock the ice out. So Bomby picked up some magic. That's cool with the shared inventory.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Mases would have had to have left the dungeon, came back, or had a potion.
Well, actually, you can still you can still kill Cold Stare with the sword. Wait, no.
No, not in the ice form.
Oh, yeah, not in that form.
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately, they don't have Bombos either. If they had Bombos, they could break the ice shield in one hit.
That's right.
It's actually cheaper to do that than to use the Fire Rod 8 times. Which is what you normally would have to do.
Some cash is in the Tower of Hera. So that's funny. So Mases just completed the Ice Palace, and now Fish is just entering the Ice Palace. Luna's hanging out in Skull Woods. And Bomby's going through Turtle Rock. Couple more checks in Turtle Rock.
Couple? You still got 5 more at least.
Yeah.
Oh, 7, I think.
That's something
8
cool
if you count the boss.
That the compass helps with too. So now Luna can see that there's 8 more checks. Or sorry, there's 5 additional checks in in Skull Woods. So underneath the rupee count and the bomb count, if you have a compass for that dungeon, you can see how many further checks you need to make. So it gives you like a progress update. It's really cool.
I see that. That's a nice feature. And that I'm guessing that's just in the Keysanity.
Keysanity is the only time I've seen it, so I'm not sure if that's just a regular Link to the Past randomizer feature. I'm imagining it is though.
I don't think it is, unless it's a new update, because it was never in my version, which I actually did only a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So it's either Keysanity specific or it's a new update, which is nice if it's a new update.
Yeah. Nice clear of that room with the Stalfos by Fish. Let's see if she could dodge all these spikes. I don't think I've ever made it through this room without getting hit by something. Well, she dodged the spikes to get bumped by one of the ghost guys. And yeah, it looks like Fish is not opting for the, or maybe she is opting for the bomb jump. Yeah.
I think you're right there, Corbin. That looks right to me. A shield would be nice, and sword upgrade again. But
With flute.
Well, they need the flute to be able to get into Misery Mire.
Yes, that's right.
So that is in this required item. But...
So Fish attempting to do this bomb jump, running a little low on health. Luna's in the middle of a dungeon too, so...
Oh, and getting close to the boss.
Yeah, getting close to some Gibdos, so... Okay, good, we used the potion. Just in time for Luna to drop the lightning on some Gibdos.
I think Fish is forgetting that you actually don't need to do the bomb jump there.
It helps later to do... The reason you do that... Oh, you're gonna see it in a second.
Oh.
The reason you do it is to set up a future room so that the certain items are down instead, or up instead of down.
Yeah, I've seen that, but that's typically when you don't have the cane of Samaria.
No, you could still do it. I mean, it's a quicker clear, but Fish is opting for the
safer option.
It helps you dodge a few things, like a few extra rooms. But on the flip side, you in a normal run of the game, it prevents you from getting the blue mail. So, risk and reward. Ice Palace is a weird one.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of unique in Link to the Past.
It's like Bombys on that laser eye bridge. Got a sealed, but...
And a big key. That's huge.
What was the big key?
Well, it's for Swamp Palace.
Yep.
So they'll figure out what's in that chest, but you don't actually need the big key to clear.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Swamp Palace is one of the few that you don't.
Here goes Luna with
the other being Skullwoods.
Yep. And Bomby's almost at Trinex over there.
So Luna's at Mothula, taking some damage, but Fish with the assist. Mothula's just not in a good spot. We have Bomby at Trinex. So Luna cleared Mothula. That's nice. Fish not opting for that chest.
And Map Batter gives a map.
Oh, the Ice Palace map. That feels real bad. Because Mases is the one who cleared Ice Palace.
Yeah, they're a little bit late for that.
Yeah. This is an incredibly, still really close race.
It is. It could be. It's anyone's game, really. Although Luna and Fish have a slight advantage with things such as. Actually, well, the one slight advantage that they have is the mirror, but that's it. Otherwise,
yeah,
it really is pretty balanced.
So something really bad here. Bomby is at Trinex and has no magic.
Oh,
so Mases, it looks like, is going to run to go buy a magic potion.
Yeah.
Bomby also wants some health, so I think Mases will opt for the blue potion, probably buy 2.
That would be the smarter idea.
It's funny though, Bomby didn't pause, like he's just
running around dodging. I mean, hey, that's the more enjoyable way to do things.
The moment you said that.
He paused.
Well, you should know that fight gets a little bit easier once the ice is put away. So I think even if he wasn't able to pause, it would still be not too difficult.
And there we go.
No, that was interesting. As it was filling up, Bomby used the ice rod once,
which stopped it from filling up all the way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, this is tough doing Trinex with just a hammer. So as we know, the hammer does more damage than the Master Sword.
Yep.
And in the Japanese version of the game, I think it's called the MC hammer.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy,
What's out of magic
again. I don't know if Mases knows. I hope so. They're talking to each other.
I think they're in the voice chat together, so they probably have some sort of idea.
Yeah, but Mases not getting any magic. I guess he's running back there now.
Or
he's checking. Already checked the room.
These are the things I love about, especially 2v2 co-ops. You get little shenanigans like this happening.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Somebody that just has that wrong boss fight. You're just like, okay, now I have to go all the way back and
go for the potion sop. Go for the potion sop.
Yeah, here we go. So yeah, I think the big thing that we're really missing is the flute.
How many checks is that useful? Oh, you can't get into Misery Mire without it.
You can't get into Misery Mire, yeah. So you need the flute to progress.
How funny would it be if someone was going to like the potion stop just to get more health in general for their teammate while the teammate's fighting a boss, and then the person who's going for the extra health gets hit by an enemy and dies.
Oh. Unfortunately, we have our first death of the run. Fish dying to cold stare. That's unfortunate.
Ooh, that's not good. In the second phase too. Press F to pay respects.
I don't know if you saw that, but it actually popped up on Luna's game, which is pretty neat.
Right. So yeah, that unfortunately KOs both players, so not good. And something I'm remembering now from hard mode, the potions only provide half filling of the magic meter, and that's due to the hard mode.
That makes sense. So that wasn't a glitch. That was...
Yeah, that was intended.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So Bomby and Mases pick up another crystal. That puts them at 3.
4, actually.
Oh, 4, I'm sorry. They have Eastern Palace as well. So Turtle Rock's cleared. That's a good one to knock out.
Yeah, that's a long dungeon. Looks like Luna and Fizz have just a little bit more, though. And they just turned in the mushroom for a single arrow. That has to hurt.
Oh. Devastating.
It's one of the worst things you can get. I would prefer to get a single rupee over a single arrow. At least the single rupee is a little bit entertaining.
It's although
I suppose the single arrow does have some use, or at least more than the single rupee. But
so yeah, I think after that death, Fish wisely going for some safety strats by getting that blue potion. As we've seen, magic seems to run out at a very, very inconvenient time, so it's good that they can do magic heal, or magic and a heal, I should say.
Yeah.
Interesting thing to note about this difficulty, you can actually change it so that you don't spend arrows, you spend rupees.
Huh, so like the original Zelda.
Yes.
That's a neat
when you shoot arrows.
But I don't see that much of really of a challenge unless you do some really insane modifications to how you require rupees or how rare they are to find. I could really see that being a more challenge.
Yeah, rupees are just kind of given away in this. So we're past the hour mark now. Things are going along pretty well.
It's hard to say who has the lead still.
Yeah, because it's usually right after the hour 15, maybe hour and a half mark when you start to see problems with the run and when everyone's struggling to say, what haven't I checked today? And then you have the one chest in that one dungeon you gotta go back for, and I think that's what Bomby's doing right now. He wants to check that one in the dark room. Yeah. Oh no, he can't get in there still.
No, not the dark room, but the side area here.
Technically, Luna and Fizz are technically ahead with 5 crystals in comparison to...
those 2 are pendants.
Oh no, those are the pendants.
Not crystals.
Oh, are they? Oh, you're right. That's my bad. So, technically, Mases and Bomby are just a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I think some of the items that Fish and Luna have do help give them the edge a little bit, but that death really, really put them back on...
that was painful.
Their fight.
That's painful for them.
But not too detrimental. So now with Lantern in tow, or no, with the room being lit by Mases, they can see what's in some of these chests. It's always funny when the small key pops up for a dungeon in a dungeon.
Yeah, that was pretty clutch because he needs that to actually get out of this room.
Oh yeah, that would have led to a save and quit.
Looks like he opted out of doing it entirely.
Might do that though.
I don't think there's anything else to really check there. Only thing you could really do is go and defeat Ganon from that point.
I know defeating Ganon opens up the Dark World portal, which is used for one check at least, because that specific portal lets you get somewhere.
No, actually, what it does is that after you beat Ganon, the tree that the lumberjacks were cutting down allows you to bump into it with the Pegasus Boost dash, and there's an item under it. However, you can see what that item is by going into the cave behind their cabin and just looking at the ledge. You can't get to it, but you can see what it is and see if that's necessary.
I want to say it was a map too. I don't think it was anything killer. So, Fish looked before.
Does that require hookshot or no?
No.
No? Okay. There was an item I remember that in one of Bomby's runs where the hookshot was required behind something that needed the hookshot to get to it. Unless you knew a certain jump to get across. I think it might have been a bomb jump or some other trick to get out over there.
Yeah, there is a trick to get around that.
That's in that general area, but in the dark world.
That's right.
That's the only other item you truly need for it is the magic cape.
Looks like Mases found out that the Master Sword gives him literally nothing. Well, just about nothing.
Still, that has to be a relief to him.
Yeah,
to
knowing
both
something.
of them.
Because I'm one. Well, I'm not inside their heads, but I'm guessing that Mases and Bomby are probably trying to look for the flute.
That makes sense. That is one of the last items they truly need for Go mode.
With Fish wrapping up Cold Stare right now. With
she's just got vengeance on the beast that slayed her.
So that's
Bomby's wrapping up. Palace of Darkness? No.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Hellsword King.
Not to be confused with the Helmarok King.
True. I don't know why their names are so similar when they're nothing alike.
They both wear a mask that has to be broken off, so I can see that.
Probably is tied to it, yeah.
Yeah, and most. Oh wow, that's cool. Double warps. Mases and Luna. A lot of avian creatures in Zelda have rock in the name. Rock's cape, Rock's feather.
True.
Kargaroks, Helmaroks. You know,
Helmaroks
the
are
Rito.
definitely not avian. Gotta be honest for a second, the Rito are probably my favorite race in the series. I just like
Partial
birds.
to the Flores.
Oh, I just like birds. So.
Kind of become the Rito.
Yeah. Still weird that the water race would evolve to fly when the land was flooded.
Couldn't just make salt
Video
water
game
Zoras.
logic.
You got river Zolas.
I would assume it's probably had something to do with longer distances of travel. Maybe it makes it difficult. Somewhere in the lore, I think it makes sense. I'll have to whip out the Hyrule Historia to find out. But what makes even less sense if you look at Breath of the Wild, where you have Rito and Zora existing. So,
Yeah,
I'm scratching my head on that one.
Think about it. But in there are Rito and Zora in Spirit Tracks.
Are there? I haven't played that one yet.
I haven't played it in ages. Beat it once. Actually, I don't even think I beat it.
I have played Season. To some degree. Partially.
There we go. Okay. I'm sure Mases and Bomby are a lot happier now that they have the mirror.
Oh, probably.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Anuki.
Is that the one where you have all the... You have to find out which one's the fake? Or am I thinking of a different game?
I don't know. Maybe you're thinking of Okami.
No, where you go to the...
I'm kidding.
You go to the village and you have, like, one of them is an imposter, and you have to decipher it. I'm told it's in Phantom Hourglass, so that might be right.
Okay.
One of these days I'll get around to the DS titles. Even if there's very mixed opinions on them.
Yeah. You, at first glance, you might hate the control scheme, but you really get used to it after a while and find it very... It works for that game.
I'm sure. On both parts.
So, Bomby did this before. If you're watching Fish's screen right now, there's a cool exploit, I guess you can do here on this.
Speedrun tactic, yeah.
Yeah, where you can hook onto one of the lanterns. And we'll see if Fish uses some iframes to dodge these. I think she called them pizza rollers of death.
Yep.
Dodge them.
I can't believe that those are actually things that can be randomized in an enemy randomizer.
Yeah, that's
That
crazy.
Is absurd. I want to try an enemy randomizer just for that alone.
Does enemy randomizer change bosses?
I think so, but I'm not positive.
That's got to be the most ridiculous part. Imagine walking around Kakariko or one of the bigger towns and you just got...
Oh, no, not to that degree. It changes what bosses are in typical boss locations.
Oh, that's...
But you can't... You can find a Lionel just walking around anywhere.
That's cool. Yeah.
But another thing that's randomized is the health of an enemy, and both the health that they have and the health that they take from you are randomized as well, from what I understand.
That's interesting. One hit KO anti-fairy.
I'm clearing up Troll Dorm right now. Grabbing his
50
pendant.
Slamos and a pendant for that. They do know what is behind the Master Sword, so I don't think they're doing it for that. I think they're just trying to do other checks to find the flute at this point. Looks like Mases is finishing up Swamp Palace. Fish is in Turtle Rock. I don't know what Luna's doing. Maybe they're chatting right now to figure out where to go next.
I think it's interesting that they're putting so much emphasis on dungeon checks when there are actually quite a few overworld checks that they haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
Such as the cave near King's Tomb.
Looks like Luna's at that right now.
Oh no, Massey's checked that before.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Yeah.
That's my bad. I just missed that.
That's okay. There's a lot going on.
There are quite a few. Did they check the checkerboard cave in Misery Mire?
No. Oh, in Misery Mire?
Yeah. Not in
in the area? No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, that's one they could check.
I love this room.
Chat what are spots they haven't checked yet.
I'm sure Brett's got a spreadsheet going. Oh, there we go. That's a nice tempered sword upgrade for Mases and Bomby. So you might not see that sprite. I mentioned this before, but you might not see that sprite update on Bomby's. But he does have the tempered sword. In an original, like one of the earlier versions of this, Bomby and I played the co-op. And there were some times where you would get items and they wouldn't trigger. So like, I'd get a sword upgrade, but he wouldn't have it reflected in his game.
And that's fair, Corbin. Not everyone is. Not at all. Thanks for tuning in, even though you're not familiar with it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Appreciate everyone now, even a couple follows we got coming in tonight.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Oscar and Floyd Jr. Early in night also, I didn't call that out earlier. Thought I'd get that in. Thank you all.
And big thanks to some friends on Twitter who retweeted. And Zelda GIF World. If anybody came here from them, thank you. We have our good friends at Zeldathon Live now with their Piece of Heart event. We wish them well. MC Gamer, Super MC, Jiggy, Dark Shadow, all the guys there.
Alright, well, Bomby picking up a net.
Oh, a bug net, nice. That vulture is just doomed. Like,
Always.
like programmed to die, always.
Every single time. Never stands a chance. No, it's a test subject. It serves to show the player what their newfound power is capable of.
I guess. It's a pretty epic way.
Should have been multiple vultures if that's actually the case.
Now, is the bug net required for any checks in the game?
I don't believe so. I was just thinking about that.
I know
there's something you need the bug net for.
I know in hard mode you can't catch
Ganon.
fairies, so it's kind of a useless item in this mode.
Really? It can't catch fairies?
Hey, but you can catch the good bee.
I don't know if that's the same
against Mothula. I do know that in hard mode, we saw this before too. With I think Luna was doing this in Turtle Rock, or it was Fish. You cannot turn anti-fairies into fairies in hard mode. They just turn into just hearts.
Well, I mean, the extra health is still useful, but
it's a big downgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. What is that? 6 hearts to 5 hearts? How many do fairies typically
fairies heal 7?
7?
7 or 8.
It's also good that you can stuff them in a bottle and, revive yourself.
No.
So Luna's going through Thieves Town now. Looks like Bomby's making his way back to Dark Palace.
Thieves Town is a pretty cool dungeon. I remember that the first time I actually went and beat A Link to the Past for the first time, I wasn't sure how to get to the Skull Woods, so I went and did Thieves Town first, since I was actually able to figure that one out.
Gotcha. Yeah, and when I play the game, Thieves Town is always my go-to. In the first dungeon in the Dark World.
Well, it can't be your first, because unless you...
After Palace of Darkness.
Lunatus got the flute.
Oh, nice. So that's
they're in go mode.
Thieves Town.
They're in go mode unless Bombos is required for Misery Mire. They are technically in go mode.
That's true.
But yeah, that was in the big test of Thieves Town.
Oh man, that would be real dirty if Bamos is behind Aganim.
I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that that's not the case, but yeah, that would be
that
awful.
would just be bad. It'd be great because we could keep the stream going longer. But...
It would be even worse if it was pedestal. But
and something big that Fish just got is the big key for Swamp Palace, so we can see if that is holding anything good.
I don't know if we've been checking, or somebody's going to keep track of it. Does anybody have the key for Ganon's castle yet?
I don't think so.
I know that is also a really important pickup as well. I mean, flute is good. It's going to be able to get people where they need to go. Oh, no. We got another death from Team Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Blind is a hard fight, especially if you don't have any of those invincibility items.
So that's death too.
But thankfully Fish had the foresight to exit that quick little spot right there that typically is useless. And it doesn't. Yeah. It also doesn't take too long to actually get back to Blind in the dungeon. So
yeah, that's not a big step. It could be
so much worse.
I think the Cold Stare one put them back a little bit more.
The Cold Stare one hurt.
So Luna getting the bird.
Have they checked the Fat Fairy yet?
No, I don't think anyone has the other crystal for the bomb. I want to say that's tied behind Misery Mire.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, it is based on the tracker.
Fish taking on Trinex right now, so. And Luna's checking the
taking a lot of hits.
And she's out of magic.
Looking good.
Yeah, this ain't looking so good. I'm wondering now. Luna's in Misery Mire. I guess she's gonna hide in this room.
There actually is a fairy fountain near there if they were to think of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fish has no magic.
Yep.
So I think Luna's gonna make these checks and maybe look to help her teammate out.
Medallion pickup for Luna just in time before she's probably gonna get killed off here. That was a very clutch pickup.
So yeah, so getting Bamos is huge there.
So basically, they're guaranteed to be able to enter Misery Mire no matter what it was needed.
Yep.
So that is useful.
Bomby did a nice hammer dash there. If you guys caught that.
You're right, Corbin. They're officially in go mode. Would be nice if they were able to get like another sword upgrade, because as it is, fighting Ganon with just the Master Sword is going to be incredibly hard for them. It's possible.
Yeah, it's tough.
But considering that's only halfway up to what the maximum sword strength is, that would be a really tough fight.
I'm pretty confident that Fish can take on Ganon with just the Master Sword.
More than likely.
But yeah, the Mases Bomby team having the Tempered Sword that's a big win.
Where did they get that again? Where did they get the final upgrade? Was that Skullwoods? No,
I don't think so.
No, where was that? Oh, Mases is making a run for it. Mases is making a run for it.
But Bomby healed, so that's good.
Yeah. Oh, there's another death.
Ouch.
They're having a little bit of a rough time down there.
Oh, okay, so they just got the big key to, was it to Ganon's tower?
Is that what that was? That's significant.
That's huge.
That's, yeah, very good.
Never mind. That is necessary for go mode.
Oh, yeah.
I had forgotten about that.
The Keysanity part to this makes everything difficult, so anyone who hasn't heard this before, in a normal randomizer run, items are randomized and put in different locations on top of the other stuff, but in Keysanity, small keys and big keys are also added into that pool of items that, you know, aren't found.
If this wasn't Keysanity, then then Luna and Fist would actually be in go mode. But because of Keysanity, as soon as one of them checks the spike cave, then they'll be in go mode. Until then, they just are going to be wandering around and working on these boss fights that they need to.
Yeah, so it looks like a small key in this cave.
One head down on Trinex, so...
Sorry, what was that, Penny?
One head down on Trinex, so it looks like this might be the run.
Yeah.
If they can get...
Team's looking good.
If they can get Firehead
down. Luna picked up a small key in that cave there. Looks like Bomby picking up some cluster of bombs.
Oh, they missed
making his way into Turtle Rock. Oh, and Luna using the last of the magic.
And missing a few shots. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, no, not looking good. So they had a potion to heal up and get some magic, but I'm hoping Fish has enough to pull this head.
Just enough.
No.
Just enough.
Oh yeah, there we go. Ooh, that was
clutch.
That was a fastball.
I actually was legitimately unsure.
So now Luna's in Misery Mire. See how she tackles this, but that's big now. Trinex seems all but dead.
RITC, they're about tied. They are incredibly neck and neck. They each have something the other doesn't but needs.
Yeah, having the flute is really big for Fish and Luna. I think Bomby and Mases really want to find that. Mases taking the lower route here on Turtle Rock. So it's going to be interesting to see where Fish goes to.
RITC, the goal for this is just to beat Ganon. That does involve getting all 7 main crystals, though, so they don't actually have to beat all the dungeons. And again, just whatever ones give them the crystals.
And again, this is Keysanity, so Ganon's key is also required, and silver arrows, assuming you don't know how to kill him without them. I've seen a few people do it, and it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, same thing with the Master Sword against Ganon's pretty tough.
But doable.
Doable.
Just not preferable.
No. Looks like Fish is going to clear out some more checks in Skull Woods. She's got 2 more there.
That feeling when you know exactly what they're looking for is, but they don't.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be in the this big chest.
What do you think they're looking for?
I would bet on Cape. If they have an inkling of an idea of where something they need to check is, they're probably thinking they need a Cape to get through that cave, or at least the other cane.
Yeah.
Which we already know as spectators that the Ganon's big key is in there, but they don't know that, but it could be something on their minds that they want to check.
Yeah, my thought would be sword upgrade.
That too.
Sword upgrade would be pretty nice, yeah.
Because that's really, just icing on the cake. Also keeping in mind too that we could those things could be behind the super bomb.
Key, I know one thing that they're looking for would be Ganon's Tower Big Key, which is in the Spike Cave that Mases and Bomby already checked.
Yes.
So yeah.
If they find that, then they're truly in go mode.
There was some good teamwork and creativity by Bomby and Mases to have one person stay back and heal while the other ran through the Spike Cave, so...
Bomb's gonna be taking on Blind in a second. Does he know that is a pendant and not a crystal?
Well, he might be
I think at this point they're really just trying to get that flute.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But he is in the right dungeon for it.
Yes.
So once they get that, then they'll be in go mode.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just left after that.
I mean, I would.
I mean, Blind isn't too long of a fight, so...
No. Depends on how well you do with the fight.
Yeah, Bomby's a pro at Blind. He knows the pattern, so...
Blind is even more chaotic than Mothula, in my opinion.
So, something funny in this room,
Not
a little
really,
bit of trivia. Underneath the skull on the left, like the top left skull, is one of the spinning... I don't know what they are.
Corruption
like a
stars.
shuriken that turns you into like your Dark World form.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually drop magic on the pot without lifting it up to turn it into a fairy.
And
Yeah,
that's,
it's like the anti.
The flute.
And that's go mode for Team Mases and Bomby.
Yeah, they do have the big key, and they do have...
If he's still escorting, he might not know that that is a pendant. Interesting to see what happens.
Or he might just want to be checking for like armor, sword, anything like that.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
Because each boss does drop an item. Blind, I think, just has a piece of heart.
I don't remember.
It's like
So
Luna
I
and Fish
think
might be
Bomby will
coordinating to get ready to take on Misery Miner, final boss. Help me out with this.
Vitreous.
Got it.
Which is actually the name of a fluid in the eyeball. Which makes sense.
Oh, that makes sense. Blind is down. Oh, it's a small key, I'm sorry. Tower of Fire, small key. Bomby picked up a
So
pendant.
probably even more useless than a piece of heart at this point in the game.
Yeah.
Not quite. A little bit of a meme here that Bomby's been having is he dreads checking the basement in Tower of Hera. And him getting that might be a little indicator saying, oh man, I gotta go there. So it might be interesting to see if he follows through with that.
Yeah, well, Bomby knows that now that he's got the flute, that opens up a lot more, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just makes his way over to Misery Mire.
Right. Do you remember which medallion was required for Misery Mire?
That was
It was Bombos. Actually, I don't know. We were really excited that Bombos was there, though.
It was either Bombos or Ether. That's all I truly know.
That's another thing they're missing right now, is that third medallion.
That's a good point. But the third medallion is right next to Misery Mire, either way.
Mm-hmm.
So Bomby will make that check unless he...
It was... Amki says it was Bombos, so...
Okay.
As long as they check that first, then...
Oh yeah, I know it was, because that's what Luna used the last of their magic for, to get in, so... That was when Fish was on Trinex.
Bomby discovering now that's what they do need. So he's going to be looking around for that.
He'll be pleasantly surprised in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's probably
indeed.
just a moment of dread seeing that they're not actually in go mode. And then there's going to be a moment of
There's
joy.
the clarity. He's like, yeah, we got it.
It's go mode. Also, another death by Fizz and Luna. I think that was because Luna died to Vitreous.
Oh my gosh, how have we not made the connection that their team is Lunafish?
Actually, yeah, Corbin's made that connection.
Oh man, I thought that was a Kevin original. They're Lunafish.
Corbin's been calling them Fisna, but Lunafish also works. They made that connection earlier.
I like Lunafish.
They're both very solid.
We're gonna speculate on team names. What do we call Team Mases and Bomby here?
The
Bombies.
Moss and Bomb connection. I don't know. We're at a $1:30 into this race now. We're, I think, on the home stretch.
Quite possibly, yeah. Considering previous attempts, Bomby doing Keysanity took him about an hour from now to finish, so he must be feeling pretty good that he's getting this in a pretty good time.
Yeah, they're actually in go mode. They haven't registered it yet, but they're technically in go mode. But they don't have half magic yet either. I just noticed. That kind of makes things a bit more difficult.
Again, not impossible, just preferable to have.
Exactly.
Yeah. Especially in hard mode, because the potions only restore half magic. So.
Especially in hard mode, especially for the Ganon fight.
Oh, so Fish just got a really good tip. It's a piece of heart inside the Swamp Palace big chest, so no real need to go back there.
That is a good hint for them to get.
I think Bomby and Mases are going to do their best to avoid doing Ganon. Yeah, so it seems like basement duty has been given to Mases, kind of delegated from Bomby, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's like the last thing that he'd want to do.
And Fist just died again.
Ouch. Yeah, Hyrule Castle is quite the gauntlet. So let's see what we get in this chest.
50 rupees.
Oh, 50 Slamos.
Key, I don't think you're able to check exactly where that is unless a hint tablet specifically says, or unless someone checks the spoiler log, which they're not allowed to do, and we don't have access to.
This is a no spoiler.
That's not the question he's asking. His question is where you normally get the half magic. Has anybody been there?
From the Mad Batter?
Yes,
Yeah, the Mad Batter have a map. Yeah.
And yes, RITC. They are doing. It's a 2v2. They share health, magic, rupees, the items. Obviously, as you noticed, whenever one of them gets something, the other gets it as well.
And that could be anywhere from a bow, an item, a cane, or the punch to the mouth.
This is the first one I've seen as well, actually, guys. So I'm enjoying it too.
Yeah, this is a blast. This format.
I'm just scratching my head here.
Really cool is having like ghosts appear of other players in the world.
Ooh, okay. So Ganon, if you beat him, you get the Cane of Burna. That's what they just found out.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Except it's
not
also
really
not
required,
necessary.
but useful.
If they figure out the same strat that Mases and Bomby use to get the big key to Ganon's tower, if they figure out that same strat, then they don't need to get that at all.
Yeah. And Bomby doing some more checks, just got the big key to Skullwood, so he's got one check left. In the Misery Maze.
For anyone who doesn't know what the Cane of Burna does, in case they're interested, it makes you invincible and also creates a little ring of light around you that does minor damage to enemies near you.
And it looks cool.
It does look very cool. Also,
Looks like Fish is opting for the take lots of damage strategy. And that's their big key. Imagine they're very, very happy about that right now as Luna's heading into dungeon for Misery Mire. Dungeon boss. Uh-oh. like Discord broke on us. Give us a second. Hello, hello? You still there? Don't leave me, guys. I can't do this on my own. I'm gonna reconnect. Give me 1 second. Check, check.
You're good.
Alright, we're better now. Okay. Discord had a little bit of a hiccup there.
I'm not sure if that was on my end or what, so sorry about that, everyone.
Ooh, just took a real dunk through in the internet tank here.
Yeah, that was probably on my end, honestly.
That's okay.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, both teams are in go mode now.
Interesting strat from Fish here. Talking to the old man here will fill her hearts. So she's using that as basically an infinite life pool for Luna.
Ah, very smart.
Nice teamwork. Bomby making some quick work of Vitreous. Fish almost at that second phase. Or Luna, I'm sorry, at that second phase. It's like Mases just dodged his own bird.
Sorry, Brett.
There we go.
Couldn't reach the 20 hearts.
One day we'll do it, Brett.
One day.
One day we'll get the 20 hearts.
But we are going to get our wish. We were kind of hoping for a very close race, and looks like we might get it.
I legitimately have no idea who's going to win this. They're both pretty much at go mode.
There's something they're else looking for. I don't know what it might be sword upgrade, but they've all got, or if I know Bomby well enough, there might be a few keys he needs, as well as the big key for Ganon's tower. So that could be something he is still looking for.
They did get the big key for Ganon's tower.
Yes, but smaller keys might be need to progress, at least far enough.
Small keys. Yeah, the beauty of Ganon's tower is there are a lot of keys that are just strewn about the dungeon, so makes it a little easier. But yeah, you're right, there could be some small keys that they need to scoop up.
I also wouldn't blame them for trying to go for half magic at this point, too.
That would be very helpful. I think the sword upgrades are big, too.
The sword upgrades, sealed upgrade, armor upgrade, and half magic.
Oh yeah, I want to see the red mail. Because that's when we get Glam Sam.
Glam Sam.
If you've watched Bomby's streams, we came up with the persona of Glam Sam for the red mail. She just looks like, I don't know, a glam rock Samus.
Blind fight coming in from Fish, so hopefully this goes very well.
Well, she's running in with full health, so.
And tempered sword.
Ooh, lucky dodge with the shield there.
That's right.
Yeah, just the Master Sword.
Well, actually,
they never scooped up that tempered sword.
Something I just remembered about the blind fight. Sword level actually does not make a difference in it. It takes 3 hits, then phase, 3 more hits, second phase, and 3 more hits to win. It doesn't matter what sword strength it is.
Cap on sword damage, that's interesting. Really cool for Nintendo to think of that.
That's the only boss fight that's like that in the entire game.
Yeah, there's some weird quirks to the bosses in this game, like the Mothula one with damage is removed. It's cool.
I actually never knew about the Mothula one.
2 points of damage removed on Mothula fight. If you have in the original game, if you have the garlic bread sword that we're calling it now, it doesn't do the butter sword. It does not do any damage to it. So in these randomizers, they patched it so that it does the same amount of damage as a tempered sword, the level 3 sword.
Huh.
So we got the cave. So it looks like a big key to the Dark Palace snagged by Luna in the Queen of the Fairies cave.
And it looks like Bomby's still checking for small keys. Again, small keys to finish Ganon's tower. And going back and doing this one that we talked about earlier, and probably that frustration finding out it's just 10 arrows.
Yeah. Seems to be a lot of 10 arrows. So we're seeing some parallels now. Mases grabbed the super bomb. Looks like he's making his way into the Pyramid of Power cave.
This is very interesting to watch.
It's cool to see like the gears grind in everyone's head as they're playing, and they're like, okay, what do I need?
Yeah, because there's almost nothing there's so little that they still need. They're so close. This game, this race, could go either direction in an instant.
Big key at Desert Palace picked up from Mases, so I wonder if that's giving them a clue to something. Looks like he's warping out.
Yeah, having the big key there is another check that can lead to something good. Like Mases warped into a bush. So we're just about at the, what are we, $1:40 into this race now. 10 minutes changed a lot.
Yeah.
We've also been live for over 2 hours, so for anyone that's keeping up with their hydration levels, Bot's got you covered. Everybody drink up.
Thank you for that. I gotta finish my bottle here.
Fist was using that nice hook side invincibility strat. For anyone who doesn't know, you don't take damage while the hook side is extended, for whatever reason, which can allow you to do a quick dodge of certain moves that would really hurt otherwise.
Yeah. Now, Fish going to get 10 arrows, I think?
Yep.
I don't know why. Oh, I think Luna was the one who found that before, so I guess they're just clearing that check.
It looks like we were a bit mistaken on our crystal count. Looks like one of them is still missing, and that's in the Desert Palace. I was looking at the top one. Bomby is not updating his pendants, but Fish has been, and it looks like the last crystal is in Desert Palace, which has been kind of the missing link for this whole thing, as both Luna and Mases race to kind of beat each other here.
That's right.
So that means that Luna and Fist are in the lead because if Desert Palace is the only one that still needs to be beaten, and Luna is at the Lamelas in Desert Palace.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, Mases and Bomby still have the Desert Palace and Misery Mire to do.
The one thing that I think still gives Mases and Bomby the edge, though, is that they do have the L3 sword.
Fair point. Fair point. Actually, I just noticed that Mases is also at the Lamelas of Desert Palace. So
he's doing quick work with the fire rod too.
Yeah.
And that sword just gave him a huge advantage, so that's why they are finishing first, despite getting there second.
Yep.
And Bomby's just kind of wait for the signal to head in.
So, yep, Mases just got the crystal, so I guess Bomby's going to wait for him to warp out, and then that'll trigger the ability to hop into Ganon's tower. So Fish kind of doing the same thing, waiting. Good strategy by both teams.
What about Mire? What about Misery Mire? They still have that to do, don't they?
Unless the tracker is...
They did not mark it correctly. They are...
Oh, no, yeah. We're okay.
There.
We are both there.
They're both there. Wow. Okay. This is going to come down to seconds.
So we got ourselves a race.
I hope they both go different directions in this dungeon and go and get different things. So wait, no, they don't even have to go different directions. Never mind.
They both appears one's got a key advantage over the other, but that might not be necessary to finish the dungeon.
It's just going to come down to a gauntlet and who can finish the gauntlet fastest.
Yeah. So now Mases just grabbed a dungeon map.
This is going to be an interesting fight. I gotta say, you got the speedrunner Bomby and the moderator of the randomizer, Fist, going head to head to try and get through this as quickly as they can to win.
Yeah, these two are the pros. Their team, the heavy hitters.
I feel like because of the level 3 sword that Mases and Bomby have, they do have the advantage in this. But
yeah, it helps a ton, especially in this gauntlet for some of the bosses.
Also, Bomby has the advantage of lots of speedrun practice with this game. I don't know what sort of experience Fist has with that sort of thing.
Oh, Fish is good.
I don't know. I'm sure she is, especially for working on the A Link to the Past speedrun. I mean, the Link to the Past randomizer mod itself. I just know that Bomby speedruns this game on occasion.
And I'm realizing too, neither team has arrows.
You're right. Neither team has. No. I'm pretty sure one of them got. No.
I think so. I think that was in our first unfortunate fall.
Yeah, you're right. So
let's see if this. Oh, Fish not going for the bonk check. Oh no, that's fairies in there. I'm sorry.
Luna's being support. I see over there at the man in the cave.
Yeah, and Massey's going around clearing some other checks. Looks like he picked up the chest. So Luna playing support. Massey's scooping some more items.
Those are good.
Pays off.
Those are good tactics.
Massey's gonna warp over to the light world now. Yeah, it's funny the progression of these rooms, because it's just like they all one-up each other in Ganon's tower. It's like, oh yeah, remember that room with those tough enemies to fight? Yeah, let's just throw ice in there now. Oh, you didn't like that room? Well, here's more ice.
And you guys are right in chat. The other two players can totally go around and try and find other stuff now. But they each have different tactics that they're going with.
Oh, that's interesting. This guy froze.
Bomby is definitely ahead of Fist, though.
So Fish is at Land Mullas now with not a lot of magic. So we're getting some sword swiping, and that's hard to do. And yeah, we're seeing like similar splits for the teams here. Bomby not even opting for those chests. He's got what he needs.
I would have checked him at least a little bit just for silver arrows, bomb up. I mean, well, no, half magic upgrade, sword upgrade, armor upgrade, any of that. I would have still gone and checked personally, but I mean, if he's confident, he's confident. And he is confident. I wonder if he's going to come to regret that. Depending on if Fist goes for those, and what Fist might find.
I want to know what's in the chests.
Yeah, me too.
I want to know what's in this one after Moldorm, too.
That's one of the best parts of the randomizer, honestly. Just seeing what's there.
20 Slamos.
Rip.
It's fun seeing vanilla items buried deep inside of a dungeon, blocking progression. It's one of the probably more amusing and frustrating aspects of any randomizer. It's like you have to backtrack into a single dungeon in that one place you didn't think you would ever have to check and never check, and in fact it was there the whole time.
Yeah. Similar to like in the Zelda Dungeon Marathon Mario Kart style races that we do, where, you know, certain things you had to do were like go find a compass in the Dark Palace. And it's like, but I'm in Turtle Rock right now. Well, you have to leave. So this would be funny if, I don't think the timing is going to work out for it, but we could have had Bomby and Mases, excuse me, Bomby and Mases fighting two different forms of Ganon.
Hey, Locke, they just mislabeled their tracker. Both teams actually mislabeled their trackers, I think. No, Luna and Fist got their tracker right, but...
What's important is that Bomby's now heading to Ganon, and it looks like the end of our run here. Assuming everything goes according to plan, which we're all hoping it does.
Yeah.
And it seems like Massey's just going to kill Ganon for the sake of killing Ganon.
And Fist just got bonked off the cliff while fighting Troll Dorm. So
could also be looking for the arrows.
Would make sense.
That would be a little poetic if Ganon was holding the silver arrows.
I don't think Ganon actually holds an item.
I thought they already had the silver arrows. Or am I mistaken?
We were confused before too.
That was in the failed attempt run.
Oh no, it looks like they do have it, and it didn't update, and it's only damage. It only does.
No,
I believe the tracker.
Oh wait, yes, they do have it. They do have it. They didn't update it right, but they do have it.
No, the tracker only shows the bow when you have just the bow, and silver arrows when you have the arrow when you have silver arrows.
I understand what's happening now. The silver arrows in hard mode only work in Ganon's room.
Oh.
It's a hard mode. Yeah, that's a hard mode thing.
Gotcha. That's too bad. It's kind of fun to have those at different points, but I also understand the reasoning for it.
Yeah, this is looking like it's Bomby and Mases here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a death or a fall would be the only only thing that could save
Kinda-
Fish's team.
Kind of interesting seeing Mossy's clear Aghanim and then Bomby clearing Ganon for the looks like a whole clear.
Yeah, so Benny, you're up on the timer. I'll hop over there and
It's when they click
yeah,
done,
when they go
right?
up the stairs.
Yeah.
So once Bomby hits that, Dunzo.
We'll get us a final time. We're gonna head into. Right. Looks at 1:50 and 20 seconds for that. We're gonna head down and stream True Chat and get some post game interview here. How's it going?
Down to celebrate with the winners.
Moss told us
wow,
to.
look how close they
Wow,
are.
that was close.
Oh, wow. All right, let's go. Let's go to... Oh, Benny's already here.
I'm already here.
Oh, man.
That was really close.
Wow. That was close.
See, now
Oh,
we have
sorry.
to go again.
Sorry, Corbin.
Oh, we might have won because we had Tempered Sword and they don't, honestly.
It did. It set you behind, especially on Dark Palace or Desert Palace. Because Mossy's went in there after Luna did, but finished it first.
Was it pretty close, right?
It was. You were entering Ganon's tower at the exact same time.
Dang.
Oh my goodness. I was joking with Bomby and I'm like, maybe...
Yeah, he's like, let's go watch the stream, see how close it is since you're in Ganon's tower. And I was like, nah, don't cheat. He's just like, well, I guess it doesn't matter unless they're in Ganon's tower.
This was very close.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Were they able to get did they get the mirror quickly?
They got
yeah,
it
they
way
did.
before you guys, yeah.
Oh my god, that mirror was such a struggle.
Man. Alright, let's wait for Fish to get in here.
What was interesting, you guys got the big key to Ganon's tower early, and they didn't. So it was like, is that going to give you an advantage or not? So you both had really key items that the others didn't. That's kind of it made it so hard to judge who was in the lead.
Ganon's tower key isn't important until you have the crystals, though. That mirror was holding us out of 2 dungeons.
Yeah.
Wait, is Luna just talking to the old man to fill up health repeatedly?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, she's just filling up her health.
Wait, their
We
health
love-
isn't shared. They cheated. What is this?
Yeah, no, it's shared.
It's shared.
Oh, one's just delayed.
Luna's feed's coming in a little bit laggy, so
Okay, that would explain.
We were so confused as to why you guys... I could have sworn that you had gotten silver arrows, and we're like, no, they didn't get silver arrows. What are they doing?
You can't use them unless
And
you're
they're...
Ganon.
Yeah, it's hard mode, so... We cleared that out.
Yeah, Moss had the same thing. He's like, we didn't find silver arrows. I'm like, no, we got them.
Yeah.
Oh, they got 3 bottles. I guess there's 3 bottles in this.
4 total.
Yeah, I think there's still 4 in hard.
Oh. What's the shovel? Why is the shovel crossed out?
We were trying to figure that out, too. I think they just misclicked.
The shovel, they checked the shovel.
Oh, we
Like,
never
they
checked
saw
that.
it. No, we did. It's just my thing didn't update it. So ours would look like, oops.
Oh, we have the mushroom too. How come the mushroom is not?
Yeah, ours should look like Swamp Palace was one of these, I think. Desert Palace was...
Why is all of theirs diamond? All of ours are crystals.
Because I didn't update it.
Yeah.
I have to manually change that part, and I didn't get around to it.
Looks like Fish is finishing with about minute 53 and gonna be about 40 seconds. So
They did every single dungeon too.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you tell them?
I guess theirs was looking for the big key to Ganon's tower, and ours was looking for the mirror, though.
Did you
Ours
know?
was-
in a dungeon.
Mine was trying to find the Vicky Desert. That was ours.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
us
boy.
too. We couldn't find the mirror for the longest time.
I'll tell them in a second. Hold
Really?
on.
Yeah.
It was one of our early items.
God, it took us so long.
I'd like to make a quick announcement. We have the Shiny Shelder coming with a Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
So, Tempered, where was it?
I have no idea where I found it. Don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I forget who gave it to you.
I got the tempered sword, I believe.
No,
Yes.
I think Did you? I thought I found all of our swords.
Oh, was it Sahasrara? That's the only thing I could think of.
I don't think so.
wait.
We had
You
it
guys
before
got
then.
different spots for the sword, too.
Yeah,
was
there's
one
4
sword-
spots for the swords. You can only get it
Yeah.
upgraded to tempered, though. Did
There
not
was
sound
one
good.
in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, we got the Eastern Palace and Hype Cave.
I think I found one
You got hype.
Lady sweeping her lawn.
You definitely got a hype cave.
Yeah, that one was our Master Sword upgrade. I don't remember where we found it.
That was our original sword.
I think our first sword was from the lady who sweeps her lawn.
No. First sword was Eastern Palace. It was the big key of the Eastern Palace.
Yep.
Oh my god, that was a struggle to get through that Eastern Palace dark room.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you made it there, and I was like, oh no lamp.
So, how early did you guys find your lamp?
Not at all.
Boy.
Not at all.
You should have seen the dark rooms. It was great.
I actually went in there on a whim and found the lamp. I was like, yes. Then he knew
didn't
you
have
guys
the
would not
mirror.
find it for a while.
Yeah, you guys
'Cause
didn't
I
have it at
remember
all. You couldn't leave
He
you to
finally,
say
Yeah, 'cause
you
he
it's
could.
finally
there.
got into Swamp, and he's like, I found the lamp. And I was just like, yeah, figures.
Oh,
We've got one dark room left at the game. You would find it now.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah,
was.
GG guys.
GG,
This was a great race.
Yeah,
You guys
Yeah.
were so close.
it was.
Yeah.
Like there was never a point too where it was like someone is so far ahead. Like it's hard to track the lead changes, but there was quite a few points where we were like, we're not really sure who was winning.
Was there ever
Yeah.
a point where it was pretty clear who was winning?
No,
Never.
never, because you
No,
guys
I
had
was,
items.
I was going down in the Ganon when Bomby typed .done, so.
Yeah,
Well, we were joking where right after, so we kept playing this game of, I don't know what else to check, so I'm just gonna sit at Desert Palace. And hope
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was like we got to the point. I went into Thieves Town, and I'm like, the flute has to be here, or there's something I'm really missing.
yeah.
So he was standing at the flute spot. He's like, all right, I'll just use the flute when you get it. And so I was like, all right, got the flute, because it was in the big chest. And he's like, it hasn't updated my flute. I'm like, I don't know, maybe change the screen? It's because he didn't know that you had to toggle shovel and flute.
Oh,
He's running around like, I can't find my flute.
that's great. I kind of wondered what was going on there. There's a few moments where I was like, okay, what are you guys doing?
That Trinex fight was one for the books.
Oh, you both did
Yeah.
not have the best Trinex fights.
I whiffed like every fire run for
Yeah.
that. And I was just like, I need magic.
Trinex and Cold Stare. The Cold Stare was a big
Yeah,
setback.
I died the cold stare.
And the Blind Death wasn't so bad. Blind wasn't so bad.
how many deaths, Fish? How many deaths did your team have?
0.
I
Yeah,
thought it was like 4.
wasn't as much as I thought. It
was
also
4 or
helped
5.
that the second time that Luna fought Vitreous, I was standing at the old man, and every time she took damage, I would talk to the old man to get the health back up.
Yeah.
We did that when Moss was fighting. Who were you fighting? Was it Cold Stare? Where I was just standing next to the potion shop lady?
And then
Yeah.
You
Luna
guys-
did it for me when I was facing Ganon, so.
I did that. I don't know what I was talking to the potion guy, and I just kept buying green potion and red potion.
Yeah,
We
help
thought
it
that the game
gave us
glitched
a lot
too.
of money.
We thought that it glitched when it gave you half magic, but we remembered hard mode. You
Yeah.
only get half magic. And now you also only get a heart from spraying one of the anti-fairies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love when you guys got the bug net too. I was like, what is this gonna do for you?
Yeah, off Balmos, I said the same exact thing. I was just
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna go check the Balmos tablet because I don't know what to do right now. And I was like, I got a bug net. That
Yep.
does absolutely nothing.
We were saying too, the vulture there is just programmed to die.
Yep.
He really just is. And I thought it was so poetic that you needed Bamos to get into Misery Mire.
And it was
I
right
really,
there.
It was right there. I really wanted it to be somewhere else because, you know,
So did
it would just be
Boss.
so much fun. Yeah, like it's like
Well-
Aganon or whatever.
Well,
or
he's
like
asking me,
on
he's
the
like-
pedestal.
He's like, what do we need to beat
Yeah.
the game? And I'm like, all right, we need Desert Palace Big Key, and we need to finish Misery Mire. And he's like, all right, so we just need the Desert Palace Big Key. You're doing Misery Mire. I was like, all right. So I run over there, and I'm like, it's Bamos, and we don't have Bamos. He's just like, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go check right here. Like 10 seconds after, I'm like, all right, I found Bamos. He's like, was it really right there? That's kind of disappointing.
Wow. Oh wait, I didn't press A.
Well, Moss gets to see this, the end credits for the first time.
Winner. Your Tower winner.
Oh, you guys got 3 bottles.
Yep. I checked the chest on the top of Ganon's tower.
Bomby, I was really upset, and I think you'll know why.
Don't.
You didn't get Glam Sam.
Can't.
No
It's
red
hard.
mail.
There is no red mail in this game.
Oh, there is no red mail. We
You
didn't
only
get
get two
Glam
blue.
Sam then.
Huh?
Glam Sam.
when I was just
I
seeing
was
what
trying to figure out
Keysanity
what you
was the
meant,
first time.
Kevin.
Yeah, Glam Rock Samus.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
man.
really close.
I don't know if there's a magic cape in this game.
There is, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to do one of the checks.
Oh,
We just didn't
okay.
find wherever it was. It was probably in Ganon's tower, honestly.
Did you guys kill Aghanim to get that blue cane?
So
No.
what happened was after so I was fighting Desert Pals, and Bomby was just waiting at the entrance for Ganon's tower. And so as soon as I beat Desert Palace, Ganon entered. Bomby entered Ganon's tower, and
That's what me and
So that-
Luna did too.
so it's like there's nothing for me to do at this point for the rest of the game. So I went to the potion shop. I went and got a second bottle because we knew that there was a bottle in the treasure chest. So I went and did that. I got some potions. So I'm just killing time though. So there's nothing left to do. So I went to Hyrule Castle Tower to fight Aghanim, and I was in the middle of I just started the Aghanim boss battle when Bomby beat the game, so I wasn't able to kill Aghanim.
We were saying it'd be cool if you were both fighting different forms of Aghanim at the same time.
Yeah, that was the goal. I spent too much time at the potion shop.
There's a less than 3-minute difference in the game time. Crazy.
This was a pretty good seed. It wasn't terrible.
Your collection rate was very impressive
You
too.
just had to
Like
bulk
that's really nice.
Well, they had 178. At a
Oh,
ticket.
it counts separately.
Yeah,
Okay.
it divvies it
Yeah.
up. Yeah, the
All right.
co-op.
Oh, I think
never
I
mind
had
then.
a lot of.
We had a lot.
You
I had
guys got
106.
a lot of rupees. Rupees and
Yeah, we
10
did.
arrows. It's like the theme of everything important was here's 10 arrows.
Well, in the beginning, we really needed bombs, and we couldn't find bombs. And then I felt like every time we had like 9 or 10 bombs, I'd find bombs.
Yeah, you got
Didn't Luna and Fish purchase their bombs at the beginning?
We did
No.
too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you bought them from the that little house. That
Yeah.
outhouse
No,
in
she might have bought
Kakariko.
them. I got my first ones in the bushes.
We got a set, and then I had to buy more so we could keep going.
Yeah, I was able to get into the Moldorm cave, but we had no items to fight the Moldorm. We were out of bombs.
Oh yeah, you were just sitting in there.
Alright,
We
I'm gonna
ended up
go
like
get
the
some
same
dinner. Thanks for the rates, guys.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
this is
Thanks
good.
for stopping by.
See you later.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah, this was a blast. We got to do this again.
We definitely do.
Yep.
Thanks,
And
Brett.
a lot of
Appreciate it.
stuff wasn't really as bugged as the version that we played, Bomby, where
No,
like
it's been updated.
upgrades didn't happen.
Uh,
Yeah,
After
or was
that
me and
first
you, or
hiccup,
Spencer and Mases.
yeah, after that first hiccup, like everything went pretty smooth. So
Reigning champ right here. What can I say?
We didn't know what team name you guys were, but we knew that Luna and Fish were Luna Fish.
We're boom.
how about somebody set Moss up the bomb?
What?
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 You know, somebody set us up the bomb.
No.
All your
You
base are
ruined
blown
it.
down.
You ruined the whole stream. You can't.
Bombos cease.
Vamos.
East. Cease.
Like, we had pretty much the same items. They had one more bottle than us.
Well, you had the tempered sword upgrade.
Yeah.
I was afraid you guys weren't gonna get the glove too.
Where was
Which
the
one?
I forget.
Might have been
I
the
checked the
it might have been
library
the
and I-
Pegasus boots one.
Well, I knew it was in there because Moss was like, "We need to find Titan's Bit," and it's like, "No, we need Pegasus boots because it's in the library."
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, it was tied behind that.
Yeah. But I always check that to make sure I don't need it, or if I do, and I saw it, and I was like, all right, well, we got to find boots.
Yeah, it took you guys a while to get the boots too.
Yeah, boots and mirror kind of killed us, and flute, I guess.
I wonder. So what did we have early that team Luna and Fish did not have early?
You guys got the sword earlier.
Did they not go into East? Luna, did you guys not go into Eastern Palace early on?
We did, but we didn't do the right side.
Oh, that was because I went through the dark room.
Oh yeah.
Struggled through the dark room, I should say. I think I did like 4 laps around that rectangular room.
I think they had the boots before you guys.
I feel like they probably had a lot before us.
Yeah, but you guys had the sword earlier. They had the mirror way before you guys.
The sword is a big deal.
I feel like Hookshot took us a bit. I know Lamp did, Flute did, and Mirror did, and those are all like really important items. I guess we got the hammer pretty early. I don't know if they did.
Fish Waffle 64.
Yeah.
Right development.
That's right.
Playing your own game.
Sprite that she used for the randomizer. Oh my gosh. I lost my mind in Ice Palace. Where the cane was there.
Oh, the cane of Samaria?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was
like,
actually really funny.
Full Ice Palace.
It was actually really funny because I'm pretty sure he was in that like very bottom room where you can use the cane to get through it. And
Yeah.
he's sitting here telling me, he's like, I can't finish Ice Palace, I'm missing a key. And I'm like, we just got the cane. And he's like, all right.
That's good.
Oh, maybe we had. I feel like we probably got Fire Rod at similar times. We might have had Ice Rod earlier because I think Ice Rod I did out of logic technically.
Thank you for the follow, Ghost in the
I don't
Snow.
know.
Thank you.
We had Adam in here. I don't know. Oh, I don't think we pulled him into this chat.
Did he not get
He was
anything?
talking in Twitch chat, but I think he might have pieced now.
Oh, okay.
I got 75 items.
We did 181 checks.
You
So
did.
we only did 3 more checks than them.
Yeah.
You and Luna did the same amount of checks. Wouldn't it be awesome if you did the same exact checks?
Nah, there was
That'd be
definitely
really funny.
No, there was no way, but it would have been funny.
You probably could have done more checks. Well, actually, I don't know how Fish plays, but I think I went and collected up on some of the checks that you skipped.
That I skipped?
Like I got that heart piece in Tower of Hera.
Oh, you know what's funny?
Oh,
I
yeah, in the
skipped
basement.
every heart piece in plain sight, and we still had 13 out of 14 hearts.
Did everybody did.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah,
more rupees though, but they had more bombs and arrows. So yeah.
That was great.
That was
You guys
very
didn't
close.
find half magic also.
I
not
don't think
in
that's
part
Is that
one.
in that?
Nope.
It's not a Nord one?
Nope. I'm a little surprised how close that was, to be honest. It's really good.
Yeah. And you guys didn't have any deaths too.
Nope.
Fish and Luna had a few deaths, so I think that would have flipped the script a little bit if they didn't have any deaths on some of the bosses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
It was definitely. I mean, a death is killer. I mean, because it kill both people die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like poorly timed deaths could be detrimental.
Yeah, like the Cold Stare one set the Lunafish team back.
That's probably the difference of the game.
Yeah, they
Might
had
be.
a death at Blind as well, but that wasn't as devastating.
Blind is not
You get
too
the
bad to
Blind
get
pretty
back to.
easily, yeah.
Who found the flute first?
What was the flute again?
I think it was flute was in Blind Side Out, Thieves Town.
Oh, Luna found the flute.
Okay. Because I was telling Moss, is like I feel like whoever finds the flute first is just gonna win.
Yeah, the flute was a big.
Well, we just couldn't find the
Boost.
big key to Thieves Town. I mean, I was telling Moss early on, I was like, I know it's only a pendant, but I feel like we need to clear Thieves Town. Like, there's still like 4 checks in there we haven't been able to do, and we just couldn't find the big key to it. And I think
you guys played a lot of the game.
I'm hauling ass over there.
Ah, damn, Bomby, you beat me by 13 seconds.
Just that good, I say.
That's pretty good.
Oh, clearly.
Close race between you guys.
Hey, Bomby, can I get thoughts on your Mothula fight? That was pretty clean.
It wasn't, but thanks.
I thought you cleared it super fast, so.
You were pretty good, Mothula.
Could have been better. I was worried about it. Mothula with Master Sword sucks. I don't know if we had the hammer at that point. I feel like we didn't, because I probably would have gone with hammer. But
I know Fish used the hammer in like Moldorm.
There's a
we had hammer right away. That was one of our first items.
Yeah, maybe we did then. But there's a cool trick you can do if you dash properly off Mothula, where your sword will do twice the damage to him in the first hit. So I got that, which did like a quarter of his health right off the rip, and then my one fire rod shot when he was up in the left corner, top left corner, managed to pull him away from the spikes, so I could actually damage him. So
yeah,
because he likes to sit up on those spikes, and you can't damage him if he does.
I think one of my favorites was the cold stare fight, where Mases did not have enough magic.
No.
Oh,
so you ran and got magic for him.
Yeah, he was telling me he was going to cold stare, and I didn't register in my head because I was in Turtle Rock, and I went to do the 4 torch room, and as soon as I fired off the first fire rod shot, I was just like, oh, right, you're gonna need full magic for this fight because we don't have bombos. And I was like, all right, just wait a second, I know where we can get magic. I'm gonna hurry and do this first though. So he dropped down, he had full magic, he dropped down and he started shooting it, and he's like, I'm out of magic. And I was like, I got you.
So what's the tier above hard? I know there's like,
I think it's expert.
There's also one hit KO as well.
Yeah,
one hit KO is daunting.
One hit KO in this, I don't think I'd ever do.
There's like expert, and then there's like insane or something. There's like one more after it.
Yeah, there's expert and then there's insane. Insane is a 3 heart run pretty much. Expert, I think you can only get 6 or 8 hearts. I think it's 8.
Is there no tempered sword?
There might be an expert. I know insane doesn't have tempered sword.
Yeah, I think there's no tempered. Let me see. Oh, maybe we should try that one next.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was hoping that we got the blue mail right away, and the tempered sword, the master sword we got fairly early on. I wouldn't say crazy early on, but I was kind of hoping that the blue mail and the tempered sword especially were like really deep into the game, because I was hoping for more struggling.
Yeah, we were in the Dark World running around with the fighter sword, and Moss is just like, this is the first time I've ever been here without the master sword. This is a struggle.
Yeah, stuff took a lot of hits.
I don't think I never really. I was playing a little more cautious, I think, at times, but there were very few times where we were really in trouble with health. I mean, clearly we didn't die, and there were very few times where we were even close to death, I would say.
We just had problems with magic because I sucked at Trinex really bad.
All right, well, I think we should wrap things up.
All right, sounds good.
You want to go round 2?
Fish is already gone.
Oh, she's getting food.
I'll tag in.
I was gonna call for there then.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, Later. This was a lot of fun. Thank you everybody for participating. Benny, thank you for hosting this, pulling in all the feeds. Thank you, Adam, for coming by, giving some commentary, and yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for reaching out, some subscriptions, some follows during this stream. So we really appreciate it.
And we'll see you next time.